started university, I was really like, oh, am I going to make friends? And lectures and teaching actually started happening. It was like, wow, I'm actually settled. I'd made a few friends, I had plans, my schedule was packed.
ARU became more of a support system.
Throughout these 3 years, I become more confident. I also start learning to become a leader.
I've built really strong relationships with people that I feel like will go on further outside of uni.
Teachers and other staff are always ready to help.
At ARU, it was literally the best experience I could have ever asked when it came to the whole university life. Even though COVID came around, ARU did well to maintain the whole thing.
I was ready for this new journey because I was going to study something I always wanted to.
The connections which I made here, it will have a very big impact on my life. It will benefit me in the future.
When I will graduate and walk on the stage, all the girls who have ever wished for education and they wanted to achieve something higher in life, all of them will be graduating with me that day.
This is like the best decision I've ever made.
I'm really excited for the future. I want to see what is to become of me.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I've changed a lot in this uni.
I couldn't ask for anything more than this.
What message would you give to the class of 2022?
Congratulations for reaching this point and look forward to the journey ahead.
You've come through one of the hardest times that I think that any generation of students has had, and you've come out on top.
The world is your oyster. You know, there's no limitations to what you can achieve.
You make us proud.
Give them hell. I'm so proud to be a part of ARU, and I hope you are too. It's a wide community getting wider around the world, and it's a proud boast to say I am an Anglia Ruskin graduate. Well done.
I want to become in future is professional footballer,
cybersecurity analyst.
I'm going to be the Prime Minister.
A lawyer.
Public health professional.
Emergency medicine.
Software engineering.
Physician associate.
To be an actress.
In the future, I would like to be a successful person and happy person.
Professional actor.
Senior lecturer in history.
Managing director.
CG supervisor. Alumni officer.
PhD student.
Veteran. Chairperson of the National Youth Environment Council.
Volunteer for the Royal British Legion.
Registered music therapist.
Founder of Little Lifts.
Honorary graduate.
We all should be really proud of ourselves and we deserve this.
Good evening, everybody. Please do take a seat. On behalf of the Academic Registrar, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to Chelmsford Cathedral for today's ARU graduation ceremony. We have all gathered here today to celebrate the success of the class of 2022. I think it is fair to say that as a cohort, you have had one of our more unconventional higher education experiences. I'm sure there have been times when you had your doubts as to whether you would ever get to a graduation ceremony. But you have, and very well done to you all for undertaking your studies in such unprecedented circumstances. Graduation ceremonies follow a tradition that dates back to the 15th century, and it is a tradition which has evolved since. Roughly translated, graduation means taking a step, and graduation symbolises the move of the former student, now called a graduand, into a new role in society as a graduate, where they will use the skills and talents developed during their studies to contribute to the future advancement of our society. As each graduand crosses the stage, they will pause, doff their hat and bow to the Vice-Chancellor, who will respond in kind to acknowledge their success and moreover to symbolise their transition to their new role as a graduate. We will applaud them for their success so far, but also in anticipation of the contribution we expect them to make to our society in the future. At the conclusion of our ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor will formally admit all new graduates into the community of scholars. And as members of that community, as the academic procession leaves the stage, the new graduates will join the procession, and that will bring our ceremony to a close. During proceedings, those graduating with higher research degree awards will have their hood placed on them by the Vice-Chancellor to indicate that they have attained the very highest levels of academic achievement. So it is now time to begin our formal proceedings. I hereby declare the ceremony to be in session, and I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Roderick Watkins, to address you. Vice-Chancellor.
Graduands, family and friends, colleagues, as Vice-Chancellor of Anglia-Ruskin University, I'm delighted to be joining you this evening at your graduation. One of the living nightmares which somebody in this position always undergoes is what would happen if I forgot my speech? So what would happen would be I would have to inelegantly run and get it, and I apologise to my colleagues for my forgetfulness. But firstly, to all those graduating today, my congratulations on reaching this milestone and graduating from your chosen course. Today is a day of great celebration. It's an opportunity for each of you to reflect, celebrate, and look back on all your achievements, but also to look forward to the exciting careers that stretch out in front of you. And whatever career you enter, you are the future. You now have the responsibility and the opportunity to embrace and promote change, to implement new ideas and new ways of working. The passion, energy, and commitment that led you to undertake your ARU degree and gave you the strength and resilience to succeed in that task, despite all the challenges you will have faced, including those posed by this dreadful pandemic, can now be applied to building your careers and realizing your aspirations. And whether your future lies in education, health, social care, business, law, science, technology, or the arts, with your passion and your expertise, you really can now make a difference, helping society to address the challenges that we all face. And we will have succeeded in our task if we have helped you to develop the skills, confidence, and determination to influence and lead your professions, to promote change, and to achieve your ambitions. As well as serving our students, we at ARU are fully committed to serving our region and the communities in which we are based. Economic development, social inclusion, business support, tackling health inequalities, these are all fundamentally important elements of our mission, transforming lives through innovative, inclusive, and entrepreneurial education and research. And despite all the challenges we have faced together, we have had another very successful year for ARU. We have made extraordinary progress on our journey towards opening a new university in Peterborough, ARU Peterborough, which will welcome its first cohort of students in September. And this new university will provide life-changing opportunities to thousands of local people who may not previously have considered degree-level study, and deliver a skilled workforce that local employers need. In November, we were awarded the Queen's Anniversary Prize for our world-leading research in music therapy, and in particular, our research with people living with dementia and their families. In January, we opened the first Samaritans University Hub in the UK on our Cambridge campus, and the Chelmsford Hub will be opening soon. And in April, we were ranked first in the UK and 20th in the world out of more than 1,100 universities for health and well-being in the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. And our students won innumerable prizes, including the Klaus Flugger Prize for debut children's book, the top prize, that's the Sir Lenny Henry Award at the Royal Television Society Student Television Awards, and the new talent category at the World Illustration Awards. And we are a genuinely global community of students and researchers. We attract students from over 135 countries, and they flourish with us because they find a second home here. And our researchers, too, have worldwide reach and impact. In this year's National Research Excellence Framework, 16 of our research areas were rated as including world-leading research. And our researchers are tackling real-world issues, from improving internet safety for teenagers to changing the lives of people living with dementia, from developing compassionate resilience in healthcare workers to addressing the global burden of eye disease. And our researchers responded rapidly to the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic by committing to research that would help us to understand and develop interventions to address the massive impact the pandemic was having on all our communities. And their work included research into ways to speed up coronavirus testing, research into how COVID-19 affects the eyes, how it's making tinnitus worse, and an investigation into innovative drug combinations that can help reduce complications in COVID-19 patients. So in our research, as in our education, we are having real, tangible impact on people's lives, and that's something of which we are all really proud. But above all, we define our success as a university by the positive impact we have on the lives of our students and the communities we serve. And for us to succeed, we will need your support as our newest alumni. Because the support we receive from our alumni and our friends really matters, adding value to the education we can provide our students and helping our researchers to push boundaries. So please help us build links with your networks and your professions and spread the good word about your university. Before I close, I would please like to pay special tribute to your families and friends who have given you their constant support throughout your education. You and we owe them our sincere gratitude. So please join me in saying thank you very much. And I would like also, please, to acknowledge and thank my colleagues, the staff right across ARU, for their tireless work and professionalism and their extraordinary commitment to supporting you and all in our community through the challenges of the pandemic. But above all, once again, my warm congratulations to you all. I do hope you enjoy your day. I wish you well wherever your ARU degree takes you, and please do stay in touch. ARU is your university for life, and our success and your success are inextricably linked. Thank you very much.
Vice-Chancellor, thank you, and I'm very glad that you found your speech. We now come to our main business for today's ceremony, the presentation to the Vice-Chancellor of those receiving awards today. And I now call upon Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean of Faculty, Professor Nigel Harrison, to come to the podium to present to the Vice-Chancellor graduates from the Faculty of Health, Education, Medicine and Social Care.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you graduates from the Faculty of Health, Education, Medicine and Social Care. For the award of Diploma of Higher Education, Counselling, Child and Young Person, Natasha Walker. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Counselling and Psychotherapy, Angela Bowden. Marina Farmer. Khatija Lala. Grace Ellis Markham. Lucy Elizabeth Moore. Rebecca Holly Plum. Larina Taylor. Victoria Teresa Ward. Andrea Wilkes. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Social Work, Rio Baker. Lydia Ann Bastock. Anne Gibbard Burton. Antoinette Chukwu Emeka Uzor. Agnieszka Sichek. Karen Amanda Davies. Talla Donga. Emily Megan Fenwick. Christina Garvey. Kirsten Sharon Green. Paul Hickman. Olafon Milola Idawu. Lydia Canyon Yuzi Kaizembo. Sarah Karanja. Sarah Keeble. Rukayat Lan Nayan. Kerry Kim Mara. Lindsay Dawn Nayega. Justina Olibaisi Orr. Naomi Amanning O.C. Veronica Owusu Wayadu. Amy Elizabeth Parkington. Jasmine Zoe Pearson. Olumide Peters. Victoria Primer. Doyin Rahim. Michelle Christine Redpath. Mercy Olawa Demilade Olatu Fonmai Show Donkey. Angela Chain Sizer. Sophia Isabella St. Louis. Karine Surette. Ruta Tesfa. Rihanna Felijul Joseph. Chelsea Lee Thompson. Solomon Tugbayel. Tegan Welch. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Medical Science, Damidili Olufemi Agonbayab. Stephen. Jessica Faith Amosu. Samira Angelica Adepa Azar. Camilla Barbosa Ribeiro. Davis Yvonne Basim. Marissa Kestel Beckwith. Hannah Berry. Elena Buxton. Marta Kalaka Souza. Maria Miguel Castella Batista Diaz Santos. Salem Oghen Imin Idem Iveway. Marie Alumes. Baria Farid. Amira Fashola. Sukra Fazil. Elena Joy Firth. Norien Francis Lyons. Olivia Gansalo. Alexandra Maria Gunherm de Ornilas. Enrico Iraldo. Vice-Chancellor, that partially completes the list of graduands for me to present to you today.
Professor Nigel Harrison, thank you. We have many distinguished academics at ARU, and I would like to ask one of them, Jenny Rafter, Deputy Head of School, to come to the podium to offer a few words.
Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, honoured guests, family and friends, and graduands. When I was asked to speak today, I had one distinct memory that stood out. It was March 2020. I was teaching a full class of undergraduates who were approaching the end of their first year. By this point, I knew most of their names. I knew some details about their life outside of the university. I'd already started to see how they were growing in confidence and how solid friendships were starting to form. We took a break halfway through the lecture, and I happened to glance down at my phone, only to read that Ireland had gone into national lockdown. Very few of us understood what that meant on that day. We laughed at the absurdity, a lockdown. Some became very distracted in that lecture, looking at their phones. Others instantly looked worried about what this might mean for our future at ARU. Within a week, we had pivoted to online teaching. Instead of being in our classroom together, we joined each other on a screen for the rest of that module. Suddenly, we're just squares online, some of us struggling with connection, fiddling with how to turn our cameras on or turn our mics on, or some just struggling to find the luxury of a quiet space to concentrate. Since then, I dread to think how many times I've said, "You're on mute." If I knew their names before, suddenly we were propelled into each other's worlds. You saw me now without makeup, a shock, I know. You saw me in my home, in the background. You saw the dog that I'd talked about, and I remain indebted to you, those of you who alerted me when she was up to mischief in the background and chewing things that she shouldn't have been. You saw me struggling, really struggling, with homeschooling my twins. You saw they started off as quite pleasant and polite, inhibited on the screen, and then over time, they progressed to sending me hostile notes under the door about my boring meetings. I quickly realised it's a lot easier to teach adults than it is a pair of twins. But I was also propelled into your world. I started to see your family photos in the background, pictures of your friends, pictures of you on holiday. I saw a child climb on a kitchen counter and steal a biscuit. If you're here, you know who you are. I saw tired faces that were etched with the uncertainty of things ahead. Sometimes I'd see a hand come and rest on a shoulder, or a cup of tea appear by a computer screen when you were struggling to concentrate. During this time, we all stood on our doorsteps and we applauded frontline workers. I often held you in mind. I started to think about within our faculty, you were the next generation of going out, of being our key workers, our future teachers, our educators, our social workers, counsellors, therapists, paramedics. These were always noble careers, but now we needed you more than ever. Slowly we moved back to campus, you patiently endured all of the changes along the way, and now you're here. For me, graduations are always emotional and moving, but today is particularly poignant, as you've reached all these milestones against all the odds stacked against you. We often talk as a team and we confide, we just don't know how you did it. I'd like to think we can take a small ounce of credit in your success in helping you cross the line, but really it's all down to you. We've seen firsthand how hard this journey has been, the solitude of learning at home, how support was severed when you needed it the most. We saw some of you face illness, sudden bereavements, loss, separation, and financial challenges. But as the saying goes, nothing easy is worth doing. But I suspect that much of your success today is attributable to your family and friends who are looking very hot, but with pride today. Final year students often complete a dissertation at the end of their student and they have the opportunity to write an acknowledgement or take the time to say thanks. Some students take that moment to reflect on their own journey, their achievements and how far they've come. Some commend themselves for having to go it alone. One thanked her computer for not breaking during the course. Some thank us as an academic team or the university, ARU, for the support. But invariably, students take this time to thank you for all the direct and indirect things you've done across the years, all the hands on the shoulder and all the cups of tea without thanks. So, class of 2022, you've made it, you did it. It certainly was a baptism of fire. You completed a course for a global pandemic, and just in case we thought we'd forget you, you graduated on the hottest day of the year. Thank you.
Jenny, thank you very much. We now continue with the presentation of those receiving awards today, and I call upon Professor Nigel Harrison to return to the podium to continue the presentation to the Vice-Chancellor of graduands from the Faculty of Health, Education, Medicine and Social Care. Professor Nigel Harrison.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to continue the presentation of graduands from the Faculty of Health, Education, Medicine and Social Care. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Medical Science, Sean Joy. Jakishan Katichia. Ellie Louise Nags. Jason David Cuna Divan. Patricia Oliveira da Silva Lawrence. Janet Lopez. Benvinda Mendez Cachia. Fatima Sumeya Mohammed. Andrea Montinu. Paige Lillian Newport. Ayomide Elizabeth Oduntan. Christopher James Peck. Lydia Sophia Pitta Rodriguez. Sayed Mohammed Jassin Sadat. Tasnim Salim. Hamad Bajat Arif Sanduka. Roma Shams. Helena Shah Siddiq. Samuel Arian Smith. Struthi Sundersan. Adija Rabanai. Imogen Alexandra Mary Taylor-Smith. Ayi Baif Ayi Helen Timbu Odu. Magdalena Tolsik. Karina Elizabeth Vera Ariz Vidu. Haresh Yazokan. For the award of Bachelor of Osteopathy with Honours, Osteopathy, Jack Stobart. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Public Health, Abina Antwi Adjay. Kezia Banahen. Shireen Charlotte Iraville. Oluwa Bori Igbekel. Dividas Dikulin. For the award of Master of Osteopathy, George Durden. For the award of Master of Science, Public Health, Charity Afia Ag Yipong. Arilla Alexander. Chichindu Gerald Aniro Udu Izu. Olajumoki Abasid Bikin. Mary Igbin Iwika. Yumu Gabia. Swetabin Ashok Kuma Luva. Aluwag Bemisola Aluwa Kema Ma Kan Julola. Yvonne Azabia Neruma A Yiman. Eva Bukola Oja Banai. Chandrika Pereira. Obinwinwe Nonso Akafor. Tariq Muhammad Suleiman. Nithru Thampi. For the award of Master of Science, Surgical Care Practice, Alfredo Cirella. Aswathi Daib. Rajendra Prayal Gujar. Prajesh Mohanan. Johanna Nicole Lee. Moe Chen Lim. Madel Nalzaro Maruta. Marta Marchetai. Linda Jane O'Connor. Roland Priso Pika Bisala. Sama Threshta Padan. Nina Skul Bidova. Beverly Nicola Tarita. For the award of Master of Science, Public Health, Chichindu Gerald Anira Yudu Zisu. Vice-Chancellor, that completes the list of graduates for me to present to you today.
Professor Nigel Harrison, thank you. Many congratulations to you all. In addition to your success, there are many fellow graduands with whom you studied but who are not attending today's ceremony for a variety of reasons. In their absence, would you please join me in acknowledging their success? We are now nearing the end of our ceremony, but first I should like to ask Paul Hickman, one of our wonderful new graduates, to come to the podium to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of those receiving awards today. Paul.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, fellow graduates. It is truly an honour to have been asked to offer the vote of thanks today from myself and on behalf of the graduating students. This graduation ceremony is an opportunity for the students to celebrate the successful completion of our studies and to congratulate each other on our academic achievement. Having said that, we must also recognise there are a multitude of people who contributed to our successes, without whom we would not be here today. Firstly, we'd like to thank the senior staff and lecturers at Anglia Ruskin, who not only broadened our academic knowledge, but also provided direction, guidance and support when it was needed. There are staff that work tirelessly behind the scenes at ARU that deserve recognition and thanks for their contribution too. The excellent library staff and catering staff are the most visible, the Student Union and iCentre, who provide students with support when required. But this year, and possibly for the first time in a graduation speech, an extra special thank you is reserved to the Anglia Ruskin IT department, who, with a little help from Bill Gates and friends, managed to get us here today. This graduating class of 2022 has faced and overcome many obstacles and barriers, yet here we are in this beautiful building, being honoured for our resilience. Marston, 2002, described resilience as the ability to bounce back from the stressful or negative situations. Walker, 2020, described it more significantly as having the ability to adapt to different or sometimes difficult circumstances. I don't think there's anyone in this room that could have foreseen the journey that the class of 2022 would undertake to reach this moment of celebration. I'd like to take a moment to take you on that journey. Imagine being in a cohort that started their higher education journey in 2019 before being told that the world was going to be changed forever. Our only complaint was being in a class size of 48, all bunched together in a small room, yet by the end of the first year, we were all separated by miles, having no classroom to go to. Imagine being in a cohort, receiving their education in the shadow of a worldwide pandemic, restricted to learning alone at home online, without access to university campus, the library, or face-to-face peer support. Many of us had our children at home 24/7, demanding attention, while attempting to continue studying for our undergraduate qualification. Imagine being in a cohort that had never heard of Zoom or Teams and had no experience of video conferences, while the university worked hard to try and put together makeshift learning arrangements. Despite this, and all of the chaos in the world, we continue to submit assignments as requested. Imagine being in a cohort that had placements cancelled or postponed at late notice, or in sometimes couldn't even start them. Those that did, having to adapt alongside placement providers to new models of working, often never meeting colleagues, practice educators, or even service users in person. Imagine being in a cohort that, despite recognising our own vulnerability, continued to strive to join a profession that provides support for others. Imagine being in a cohort that's experienced all of these challenges, yet are sitting here today celebrating our day of graduation. When future academic authors require a new definition for the word resilience, they only need to look back at this graduating class of 2022. Maybe I'm being a little melodramatic, but no one in the history of ARU has had to undertake an educational journey like these graduating students. It's true, there have been some tears, and there's definitely been some tantrums. Many of us, if not all, at some point didn't believe we could do this, that it would be easier just to give up. But you believed in us. So it's on that note that we reserve our greatest thanks today for the family and friends sitting here today, watching online or just thinking about us right now. We could not have managed this without the people on the stage, but we most definitely could not have managed it without you. I know how proud you are today of seeing all your loved ones receiving their honours, and we will strive to continue making you proud by using our scroll of paper to support individuals, children and families less privileged than ourselves in the future. I, for one, am proud of each and every one of these ex-students and thank them for making the difficult journey bearable. I wish them all the very, very best for the future. Considering our choice of profession, we've been advised that the hard work starts now, but I know there is no cohort better equipped to face the challenges that lie ahead. Thank you.
Paul, thank you very much and very well done. I now call for one final time on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Roderick Watkins, to address our new graduates.
So now, please, will all those who have been presented to me on the stage this evening, will you please stand? As Vice-Chancellor of Anglo-Ruskin University, I hereby admit you to the degrees, diplomas and awards for which you have been presented to me today. As a member now of the community of scholars, take all that you have learned into society and uphold the values of freedom of thought and scholarship. Our warmest congratulations to you all.
Honoured guests, that brings us to the end of our ceremony, and I hereby declare proceedings closed. Can I now please ask you all to stand for the academic procession?